I know it's hard, I know it's complicated, but I promised you've been waiting here forever. I had a much to say, but you're not here with me, no. We're invincible, like fire in the snow. Trust me when I say you are my beautiful world, and I'm feeling it all, we should make an effort. It's true you're so far away, and it's true you don't feel the same. But if you take my hand, we can try and go back, starting from scratch. I won't let you go, no I can't let you go, 'cause you're my gravity, and I will never leave. I won't let you go, no baby I will not, because I still believe. You're my gravity. You will never be what I expected. Different frequencies, that's why we ain't connected. You know I will make it through, I got nothing to lose but you. It's true you're so far away, and it's true I can feel the same. It's another day, you know you want me to stay, but I go my way. I won't let you go, no I can't let you go, 'cause you're my gravity, and I will never leave. I won't let you go, no baby I will not, because I still believe. You're my gravity. You're my gravity. You're calling out my name, but the echo numbs your pain. Sorry, but more than just a shadow, I'm more than just a man. You don't care how I feel, you don't know how I feel. No, you don't know how. I wash away the sorrow till my heart can beat again. You're my gravity. No, you're my gravity. I will let you go, the only thing that I know. You were my gravity, but now I have to leave. I will let you go. Why do you feel that I want? What do you think that I want? I know how to breathe into my gravity, into my gravity, into my gravity, into my gravity, into my gravity. I know it's hard, I know it's complicated, but I promised you've been waiting here forever. I had a much to say, but you're not here with me, no. We're invincible, like fire in the snow. Trust me when I say you are my beautiful world, and I'm feeling it all, we should make an effort. It's true you're so far away, and it's true you don't feel the same. But if you take my hand, we can try and go back, starting from scratch. I won't let you go, no I can't let you go, 'cause you're my gravity, and I will never leave. I won't let you go, no baby I will not.
Warning: the Duracell Cup Series data file you have attempted to access is out of date. Uploading current file now.
It's a brand new car from stem to stern, and it's never been raced at these speeds.
The next gen car is opportunity.
Everything is different with the exception of like the seat, the steering wheel, and your helmet.
Unknown creates excitement.
Talking about my generation.
Good afternoon, race fans, and welcome here as we get set for our season finale in the inaugural season of the NNSCRA Duracell Ultra Lite Series. We are here from Michigan International Speedway getting ready for our championship doubleheader. Cup drivers determine their championship tomorrow afternoon. This afternoon, though, 50 laps will be the deciding factor into who is going to not only get the inaugural championship here for the Lite Series, but also get a guaranteed chartered ride for next season in the Duracell Next Gen Cup Series. 4 drivers come into this mathematically eligible. It's really a tale of 2 drivers, but we cannot discount the other 2 potential long shot drivers that might be able to snipe this championship away. It's been Eric Monaco versus Benny Watson here pretty much the entirety of the season. Watson won the very first race at Daytona. Eric Monaco countered with a win at Las Vegas. Monaco has been more consistent in his finishes, but Watson been able to go to victory lane another 2 times since Daytona at the Pepsi Superdome and last time out at Boston. It is 3 points separation between those 2 coming into this race. Monaco over Watson. Those 2 could be the 2 favorites for the championship here, but we cannot discount a couple of other former winners that are mathematically still in the hunt. You had to be within 21 points to be eligible for the championship here this week. Kyle Langland is minus 16. Kyle, a 2-time winner on the season. One earlier on in the year at the dirt track of Devil's Bowl, followed it up with another victory at Gateway. He's got a shot mathematically of being able to take the championship. Now, granted, he'll have to be up running at the front. More than likely, mathematics-wise, he would have to be up inside of the top 3 or 4 and hope that Benny Watson and Eric Monaco finish down in the bottom 2 or 3. The other driver is Austin Reed. We saw Reed take a victory very early on in the year at Lucas Oil Raceway. He kind of started falling down outside of the top 5 in points, down around 7th, 8th in the standings, but he came on strong near the close of the year, was able to work his way back up into the 4th position in points, the conclusion of Boston International. He is 18 points below the points leader. He has a mathematical shot, but he has to pretty much treat this race as a must-win, and he needs all of the other 3 competitors to really have a bad performance here this afternoon. It's unlikely, but it's racing. Nothing is predictable. Then you've got another 17 drivers. They're out there just looking to end out the season with a checkered flag, or in the case of some, another checkered flag. Stephen Burnside and Jack Mitchell, they're still looking for their first checkered flags here of the season. Stephen Burnside comes into this finale the 2nd highest in the point standings without a victory, 7th in overall points. And Jack Mitchell, he comes into this race 14th in the point standings, a former Duracell Cup Series winner, a former Duracell Cup Series playoff contender, but still lacking that checkered flag here in the Lite Series. Your podium is actually completed by another driver that's looking for his first checkered flag in the Lite Series, and that would be Cole Koibe. Cole Koibe is kind of a little bit of a difference to Kyle Langland. Langland at the beginning of the season struggled a lot. We thought more than likely he wasn't going to get in the championship battle. Here he is. Cole Koibe out of the gate, we thought this guy looked like he was definitely, with the consistent runs he had, going to be in the championship conversation by the end of the year. That was obviously not the case, as he eventually fell out of the top 5, the top 10, and now comes into this race outside of the top 15. Austin Reed. Now remember, he is the long shot driver. He needs the rest of his competitors, Langland, Watson, Monaco, to finish way back in the field. When we take the green flag, that will almost theoretically be the case. Reed is going to roll off on the outside of row number 2, the highest starting of the 4 drivers mathematically eligible for the championship. Where are the other 3? They're outside the top 10. Eric Monaco is going to roll off the grid from 15th, Benny Watson in 16th, and Kyle Langland in 17th. All cloistered together. We're going to have to see if they can work their way up through the field here and who is going to end up winning the championship. It's no playoffs here for the Lights drivers. Tomorrow afternoon, it's of the final 4, whoever finishes the highest. It comes down to overall points the entirety of the season here in the Light Series. No postseason, no playoff system. So it comes down to maths, and it comes down to positioning in this one. All right, let's go down trackside. Let's get those most famous words in motorsports, because we're ready to determine ourselves the inaugural champion of the Duracell Ultra Light Series here at Michigan. Let's get those most famous words in motorsports.
Gentlemen, start your engine!
Nice close, be there at the end. The long race, we just got staying contention, no mistakes. That's the big key, no mistakes today. We get up there, we get in the top 10, we ride. That's what we gotta do today.
What a long journey it's been here for the Duracell Ultra Light Series drivers. This was kind of the culmination of the showcase races we had in the Duracell Cup Series last season. Put together a full season here for these Lights drivers to get a guaranteed chartered ride into the Cup Series. 19 races in the books, 12 different drivers have gone to victory lane, and now we're getting ready for 100 miles to finally determine who's going to get the championship and that locked-in ride. Now again, the champion is going to get a guaranteed ride for next season. That doesn't mean that we're not potentially going to see some of these Lights drivers up in the Cup Series next season. They'll just be getting in probably due to the showcasing of what they were able to do here in the Light Series. Well, Steven Burnside, the Aldo's Pizza Chevrolet Camaro. Jack Mitchell in the McDonald's Chevrolet Camaro. Gonna be the final front row here in the inaugural season of the Duracell Cups, or the Duracell Light Series. They'll be moving from the ARCA cars to the Xfinity mod next year in Season 2, and they're ready to get us underway. Let's determine ourselves our first of 2 champions here this weekend at Michigan. Final race of the season for the Lights drivers is green. And we're already 3 wide, 2 rows deep. For the lead and for 4th place, Cole Koibe's Toyota wasting no time, and he is going to go to the point. We wrapped up Cup qualifying not too long ago, but I guarantee you that especially your Final 4 competing for the Cup Side Championship, they're keeping an eye on this race, maybe get a little bit of intel of what to expect tomorrow afternoon. Obviously, the Lights cars and the Cup cars entirely different, but the track is the same. Roberto Crown Jr. got out in front for a moment there. Our North Wilkesboro winner, now Cody Smart, going to take a turn out in front, our winner from Kansas. And here comes Virgil Alonso to the inside, 2-time winner at Charlotte and Bristol Dirt. Doesn't look like anybody can hold on to the race lead. The runs, the momentum you can get, very prevalent here. And didn't I say Eric Monaco started this race from 15th? Took him 2 laps. He's up in the top 5 already. David Dixon to his inside, 3-time winner. Thought that last week at Boston, it was looking like he was very much going to be in the conversation for the championship, but we ended up seeing him have a pit road miscue, finished multiple laps down, and subsequently comes into this race 26 points below the cut line. Now, normally, that would have been, if you had won the race and your opponent finished dead last, that would have been mathematically eligible, but due to the fact that we also have lap lead bonus points in play, then that eliminates David Dixon out of the championship conversation. Madeline Crenshaw, we saw her take a victory when we went internationally to the road course in Suzuka. And now she'll give up the lead to Kat Batson. Batson looking for her first win on the season. 13th in overall points coming into this one. Benjamin Snyder has had a great year. 8th in overall points, a victory at Armory Digital Super Speedway. Probably should have won the race at Stafford as well in terms of who had the better car, but David Dixon had the track position on him. As Kat Batson pulls away from now the battle for second place. We're going to be keeping our eyes on the bright yellow Shell Pennzoil number 4 of Eric Monaco, the baby blue 75 of Benny Watson. Right now, Watson up on the outside line. There he is, the 3-time winner. 15th place is where he's currently scored. Ooh, wow, 3 wide up ahead there with Nathan Stapleton getting shuffled out of line by Sophia Simon. Right now, Monaco ahead of Watson. Currently holding down the 6th position, so Eric Monaco, according to live points, would currently be the championship leader. But a long way still to go in this one as they've reeled back in the 39 of Kat Batson. And Virgil Alonso will dive to the inside to take the top spot in the Singtel Chevrolet. Right behind him is the 25 of Samet Ozkan. Sam at 15th in overall points coming into this race. Still looking for his first checkered flag of the season. Gotta wonder, with knowing that we're going to have a second season here for the Duracell Ultralight Series, if we're going to see a lot of these drivers returning next year. A lot of them if they do, they'll be coming in as former winners of the series. I believe that we've ended up having all but 9 of our full-time drivers go to victory lane at some point during the course of this season. The drivers that hadn't were John Lightning Jr., Stephen Burnside, Nathan Fogler, Sophia Simon, Kat Basson, Jack Mitchell, Samet Ozkan, Cole Koibe, and Nathan Stapleton. Even Skylar Taylor, who came in and made his debut at race number 7, missed a good portion of the first half of the season, has found victory lane twice. And that's been twice in the last 4 races also, at Auto Club and Nashville. So you got to think that the sister track here at Michigan might be a place that Skylar Taylor could be a contender at. Right now, Skylar, though, back in the 16th position. And guess who's running at the very tail end of the field? That'd be Benny Watson. Problem, though, for Eric Monaco is he's dropping back there as well. Benjamin Snyder really loose right there through the center of 1 and 2. As Watson will look to make the pass on Eric Monaco. He will succeed in doing so. Now he's got to put 4 cars between him and the 4 to make up the 3 spots, the 3 positions that he is behind Monaco, and then get a 1-point advantage on him. Can you imagine if we end up having a tie for the championship? We would then end up having co-champions, and we would have 2 drivers that would be moving into the Cup Series in chartered rides. That is a scenario that we do have to entertain. Austin Reed, right now in the 9th position. He is, I believe, the highest of the mathematically eligible championship drivers. He would need to finish a total of 3 positions ahead of Kyle Langland, 15 positions ahead of Benny Watson, and 19 positions ahead of Eric Monaco. Those positionings would then decrease by 1 if he could get up here and lead a lap. We see the run that Jack Mitchell was able to get there on David Dixon, as Dixon's side by side with Samet Ozkan, and Ozkan's going to dive it into 3 and 4 and bypass Kat Batson and Stephen Burnside, who were side drafting each other. Jack Mitchell followed him in line. Just like that, they're going to go from 5th and 7th to 3rd and 4th. Austin Reed now put in the middle. Aaron Macklin, winner from Atlanta, to his inside, is up front. Virgil Alonso looking for his 3rd win on the season, trying to join Benny Watson and David Dixon for most wins this year. Cody Smart right behind him looking for his 2nd victory on the season. Hoskin and Mitchell have slided into 3rd and 4th. Austin Reed back to the bottom on Aaron Macklin for the final spot inside of the top 5. Let's drop back and find the 75 and the 4. 75 of Benny Watson has a wall between himself and Eric Monaco right now, and that wall is 3 cars. So right now, Benny Watson would be the points leader by 1 point over Eric Monaco. Monaco still at the tail end of this group, and now he'll look to the inside of Sophia Simon, go through 3 and 4. So this is going to be a back and forth for sure between these 2 drivers. Benny Watson, a former Duracell Cup Series driver, a former winner in the Duracell Cup Series, trying to get back up to the Cup level. Eric Monaco has never been there. There have been some rumorings as to where these drivers, when they get moved up to the Cup Series, depending on who wins the championship, where they would end up potentially going, based off of drivers that have signed and not re-signed for next season in the Cup Series. Pretty much for all 4 of the mathematical drivers, there have been speculations as to where they'll go. Eric Monaco has been tied to the 33 out of Michael Norman Motorsports. That car already has the Shell Pennzoil sponsorship, so that would just transfer over. Benny Watson's been tied to Auto Junction Racing to fill the 78, formerly driven by Ryan Butcher. There is talks, though, that it may end up undergoing a number change to the 75 for Benny Watson. Kyle Langland has been tied to a 2nd potential ride out of World NOS Racing, teaming up with his team owner here in the Lite Series, Daniel Voiles. And then Austin Reed has been tied to the number 24 out of Northeast Motorsports, which will be short a driver next season. Reggie Fogelman left the car to go over to run the final 11 races of the season with his new team for Season 8 at Haas Racing. Matthew Rodriguez has been in the 24 car down the home stretch here in the playoffs, and Rodriguez looks to win the championship here tomorrow, going up against Dylan Poteet, Rookie of the Year Casey Hoyt, and the Project Dodge Intrepid of Jessica Shelton. That's tomorrow afternoon at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Things have definitely spread out here at Michigan. The top 2 have broken away by about a second and a half. Virgil Alonso and Cody Smart. David Dixon now in the 3rd spot with Sam Hoskin and Jack Mitchell. They're trying to close in. Looks like they are now after they've gotten themselves single-filed out. Stephen Burnside, the pole sitter, Nathan Fogler right there, and the caution is out. Yellow flag is waving. First caution of the day, and we're racing back to the caution. Cody Smart to the inside of Virgil Alonso, bringing us back here to the yellow. It will be the Carvana Ford Fusion. That will lead us under the first caution here on lap 19. I was going to start bringing up the question of fuel, and there you see there's skid marks up into the outside wall in to turn 1. Now comes the tough part. Do we look and see who it was? Was it any of the 4 drivers that had a shot for this championship? And it was Sophia Simon. She has had such a tough year. I mean, she had a great run last week at Boston. Jumped up 4 spots in the standings, but it just seems like if there's a wreck, the Reese's Ford Fusion is somewhere in the vicinity. It's like Roberto Crown Jr. may have also been involved. There is Watson. There is Reed. There is Monaco. Looks like they're okay. Looks like they got through it. And now everybody's going to come to pit road here. No surprise whatsoever. after they put about 20 green flag laps on their Goodyears. Let's go back and take a look at what happened here to bring out this caution. May have been just a 2-car incident here. Looks like we're about 4 wide going into turn 1. Koibe, Crenshaw. Oh, and then looks like Sophia Simon kind of ran Roberto Crown Jr. out of room. Pretty hard hit there for the 38. Getting right reared by the 21 up into the outside wall. Take another look at it here. That was at about 215 miles per hour, by the way. Yeah, it's tough to tell there from that shot. If the 21 comes down, the 38 comes up. It might have been a combination of both. But a hard hit there for Sophia Simon, and a lot of damage there. Left, right side of the Beyblade Chevrolet. Front end damage as well for Roberto Crown Jr. And it looks like Sophia Simon, looks like her inaugural season here in the Duracell Ultra Lite Series is going to end with a DNF. Sophia Simon came down pit road, made the left-hand turn to the garage area, and she'll finish out this finale in 21st place. So Cody Smart won the battle off of pit road. Roberto Crown Jr. was scored in the tail in the lead lap. I believe he's going to be 1 lap down when they cross the stripe here and it updates. He was on pit road before the caution came out to take service, and then came off of pit road behind Cody Smart. We'll wait for scoring to update on that. So it would be the 21 that would be on the inside line for this restart, if indeed that is the case. Virgil Alonso came off pit road in second, then David Dixon, Nathan Fogler, and Jack Mitchell. Confirmation just came in. The 21 is a lap down, so he will line up on the inside on this upcoming restart. Eric Monaco and Benny Watson, no surprise, they're starting nose to tail in this restart. 12th place for Monaco, 13th for Benny Watson. Austin Reed going to restart back in 16th. Kyle Langland now the highest running of the championship 4. We're going to call him that, but for all events and purposes, instead of me having to keep saying mathematically eligible, Kyle is 7th on this upcoming restart. So with where things stand right now, he would need to be 13 positions ahead of Benny Watson, which he is not. And he would need to be 17 positions ahead of Eric Monaco, which he is not. So it is still Monaco versus Watson at this point in time. Advantage Monaco 4 points over Benny Watson according to live scoring. Light should be out on the pace car this next time by, and they'll get themselves lined up for the upcoming restart. First caution of the day, taking Sophia Simon out of the race. Roberto Crown Jr. going to be 1 lap down. Roberto Crown Jr. 9th in points coming into this one after the early success at North Wilkesboro in the 3rd race of the season. So not the way that he wanted to close out the year. Same can be said for Sophia Simon. There you see, lights are out, and we're getting ready to turn them loose once again. So this green flag is going to come out somewhere near the halfway point. I think we'll be at, what, 24 laps to go? No, 27 laps to go. We didn't get a chance there to go into a long enough green flag run to know what the fuel window is for these drivers, but one would have to assume that they probably could have gone halfway, 25 laps, so we might be right on the window of these drivers being able to make it the rest of the scheduled distance to the checkered flag. Question is, will we see another caution, break things up? If we do, we'll probably see all these drivers back on pit road, if for no other reason than to get 4 fresh tires. Now, so far, it has been the Virgil Alonso show out in front. He's led 13 laps so far today. Cat Batson and Cody Smart have been out in front now for 4 laps, and then 1 lap led for Roberto Crown Jr. Everybody else still looking for their first lap led of the afternoon. Cody Smart, the leader. Virgil Alonso second. David Dixon in third. 6 victories amongst the top 3 here this season. Then Nathan Fogler and Jack Mitchell looking for their first checkered flag of the season to close out this inaugural year of the Duracell Ultra Lite Series. Lap 24 about to go on the board, and it's Cody Smart who took the first caution, gets us our first green for a restart here at Michigan. Roberto Crown Jr. trying to stay low out of everybody's way, obviously slow and off the pace, damaged. Battle will be for 4th. Jack Mitchell looking low on Nathan Fogler. Completes the pass. Up ahead, David Dixon took a look to the inside of Virgil Alonso going into 3. Alonso moves down to block. In turn, going to get the 17 of Cody Smart a little loose off of turn 4. He'll take advantage, and he'll lead that lap. .216 going into the corner here for these drivers. High speeds. High speeds usually lead to extensive tire wear, which is probably why we saw around the middle to end of that last run, the field getting quite spread out into little packs here and there, kind of a sign of who had used up their tires and who had not in the early portion of that stint. David Dixon, last time out at Boston, had his most wins on the season tied when Benny Watson got his 3rd checkered flag on the year. So David Dixon trying to get his 4th victory of the season and stand alone for most wins here in the inaugural season of Lights. John Lightning Jr., though, to the inside of him, the number 1, looking to go to P1. John Lightning Jr., we mentioned about Stephen Burnside being the 2nd highest driver in points without a victory. John Lightning Jr. is the highest driver in points without a checkered flag. 6th overall, 3 top 5s, 12 top 10s in the 19 previous starts for him. Now he gets shuffled up to the top. Cat Batson, a former leader today, goes back to the point. Jack Mitchell moves into 2nd, and Aaron Macklin now up into the 3rd spot. Looks like the 11 of Stephen Burnside may have had some problems with Roberto Crown Jr. getting around him. He has lost the lead group. He's running about 3-4 seconds behind the tail end of the pack. So he's going to need a caution to be able to catch back up. Tough break there for Stephen Burnside after starting on the pole position. The driver started alongside of him. Jack Mitchell now out in front. Not for long. Here comes Macklin to the inside along with Nathan Stapleton. And 2-time winner Skylar Taylor now makes his first appearance up into the top 5 in the Costco Toyota. 2 victories in the last 4 races in the limited number of starts that Skylar Taylor has run here this season. Let's drop back, take a look at our championship battle, and it's still nose to tail. Watson with a rear deck lid full of Eric Monaco. Austin Reed just up ahead. Kyle Langland just behind. There they are, 24, 75, 426, all in a line. Right now, it would be Monaco who would have the championship by about, looks like maybe 4 or 5 points. No, about 2 points on Benny Watson, according to live scoring right now. That's all Monaco has to do. He doesn't have to win this race. Watson doesn't even have to win this race. But Monaco just has to keep the 75 in striking distance to be able to win this championship. Watson's making his way up to the front, though, as Skylar Taylor moves into 2nd. Slow car of Roberto Crown Jr. going to be encountered here on the front straightaway, and Aaron Macklin runs into the back of him. Oh, they're wrecking right in front of the championship drivers, and they all got through. But it's going to be David Dixon, Cole Koibe, Cat Batson, and Aaron Macklin that are going to get the worst of that one. Caution waves for the 2nd time today. Nathan Fogler is in it as well. And Langland, Monaco, Watson, and Reed all barely got past that. Monaco's going to lose some spots here coming back to the caution as he's stuck behind Roberto Crown Jr. And the caution is going to wait for the second time today. Tough break there for Aaron Macklin. He was the one that clobbered the 21, was trying to figure out what lane Roberto Crown Jr. was going to take there on the front straightaway, and apparently guessed wrong. Went straight up into the wall, collected up Cole Koibe, David Dixon, and a host of others. He's flying down pit road. I don't think he even cares if he's speeding on pit road. I think his day is done. There's the three-time winner, David Dixon. This side of the car looks good. Right side of the car is pretty well pancaked. That's a caution that Stephen Burnside absolutely needed to catch back up. And Cat Batson, a lot of damage on the Aussie Hair Products Ford Fusion. Rear end damage on the 18 Vitamin Water Toyota of Cole Koibe. As we go back and take a look at a replay of what went down. Well, if they couldn't make it on fuel before, they certainly should be able to now, because this restart will be with less than 20 to go. Watch here, the 6 of Aaron Macklin. Most everybody elects to go up the outside line when they catch up here to Roberto Crown Jr. slowing off the pace, and Macklin doesn't go low enough. Hard hit into the wall, and look there, Benny Watson just avoids. Kyle Langland almost got clipped by the 45 and the 18. But the 4 drivers mathematically still eligible for the championship keep their hopes alive, avoiding this incident into turn 1. Can't fault the 21 of Roberto Crown Jr. If you watch this again, he never deviates his line. He holds the lane that he wants to, and everybody else they're responsible to make their way around him. Aaron Macklin never does. Samit Oskin and Jack Mitchell did a nice job of slowing up to get through that wreck. But Aaron Macklin now, we know for certain, is probably out of this race. Going to join Sophia Simon in the garage area. Kat Batson, don't know if they're going to get that car repaired and put her back on the racetrack. If they do, probably going to be another moving chicane like Roberto Crown Jr. Looks like they have actually sent the 13 or the 39 back out on the racetrack. 13 of Nathan Fogler out there as well. And looks like Cole Koibe also out there. Did David Dixon come to pit road? Yes, he did. He did come to pit road for some damage repair on the right side. So this restart is going to be with less than 17 to go at least. See if the lights go out top the pace car this time. If not, we'll have probably an extra lap of pacing. Kyle Langland now up into the 2nd spot, but look behind him there. In 5th place is Benny Watson. 8th place is Eric Monaco. Which means right now they would be tied for the points lead. And we're going to have about a 15-lap shootout, it looks like, here to finish this thing off at Michigan. Austin Reed is back in the 12th position. And I'm looking to see... Looks like actually everybody came to pit road there under this caution period. And Skylar Taylor won the battle off of pit lane. So Taylor going to be the leader when we go back green. Kyle Langland will line up in 2nd. Nathan Stapleton in 3rd. Toyota, Ford, and Ford right now your top 3. Hyatt Chevrolet. Virgil Alonso in 4th place. And then Benny Watson in 5th. Cole Koibe, Cody Smart, Eric Monaco, Stephen Burnside, and Jack Mitchell the top 10. Again, that was a huge break, that caution coming out for Stephen Burnside. One thing that I can tell you, though, we are going to have the 21 of Roberto Crown Jr. back on the inside line again here for this upcoming restart, since we will be getting the restart with more than 10 laps remaining. So that will be something drivers will have to deal with. We saw Stephen Burnside lose the pack, having trouble getting around Roberto Crown Jr. on the previous restart. Drivers may have some issues here on this upcoming restart. As soon as we see the lights go out atop the yellow Dodge Charger pace car, we will see that 21 making his way to the inside line and moving up to the front. There he is right there. Well, second caution of the day. sets us up for what is going to be a 15-lap shootout to determine the race winner, the final race winner of the inaugural season of the Duracell Ultra Light Series, as well as the very first champion. Things right now have scoring with Watson and Monaco tied for the points lead. If Monaco gains a position, then it's Monaco who's out in front. If Watson gains a position or Monaco loses a spot, then it would be Watson who would be the points leader. Kyle Langland still in this conversation. The problem right now for Kyle Langland and Austin Reed also that kind of bears being talked about is the fact that Roberto Crown Jr. is 2 laps down. Aaron Macklin and Sophia Simon are out of the race. You need to have all cars running for your mathematical chance to increase, the probability to increase. Right now, with only having 19 cars running and 18 cars on the lead lap, it is a now must-win situation for Austin Reed. If 2 more drivers were to retire out of the race, it would be a must-win situation for Kyle Langland. But you've got Watson and Monaco up inside the top 10, so their long shots currently do not stand. All right, 15 laps to settle it out here at Michigan. Skylar Taylor looking for his 3rd win in 5 races as he'll get us back under green. Everybody trying to avoid the 21. That time Stephen Burnside almost got stuck behind him again. Able to get to the outside of Roberto Crown Jr. as Kyle Langland closing up on the back bumper of Skylar Taylor down the back straightaway here. Got a nice exit, a nice toe off of turn 2. It's double wide for 3rd place behind him with Virgil Alonso and Nathan Stapleton. See that little bit of a bump there off of turn 4. Front end of the cars, the splitters chattering a bit. As Watson moves into 3rd place, Eric Monaco right there with him. Just gotta keep the 75 in the same zip code if you're Eric Monaco. Monaco gonna go past Benny Watson, and that solidifies him to the top of the current point standings for this championship. And now kind of a whether you go, I go, as both the 75 and the 4 get shuffled up to the top side. And they're going to start falling back. Langland still pressuring Skylar Taylor for that top position, but may have waited too long because here comes a full head of steam from Stephen Burnside trying to go coast to coast here at Michigan. Austin Reed right there with him. John Lightning Jr. as well. And that move for 2nd place in the side draft that happened between the 11 and the 26. Look at how the 54 was able to utilize that to pull away with the race lead. That might not necessarily be a good thing, though, because look at the run the 11 is going to get on him down the front straightaway. It's like potentially Madeline Crenshaw might have gotten held up by slower traffic on this restart. She has lost the lead pack. As it's going to be Stephen Burnside going back to the point. Started this race from P1. Now back out in clean air. Austin Reed drives it in deep here on Skylar Taylor. As mentioned, he's now pretty much in a must-win situation with 2 drivers out of the race, another driver multiple laps down. Only 18 cars on the lead lap. So Reed is gunning for the final checkered flag of the season. Even if the win doesn't necessarily win the championship, he'd like to join the names of Watson and Langland and Dixon and Alonso. Skylar Taylor is a multi-time winner on the year. Let's follow up on the championship battle. Eric Monaco by his lonesome. No Benny Watson to be found as he's currently up around the 9th position. Watson's at the tail end of this pack right now. 6th last time by for Eric Monaco. Benny Watson all the way back mired in the 14th position, but now making his way up on the inside line. Needs the 4 to start getting shuffled out, but Monaco still on the inside line here. Continuing forward progress as John Lightning Jr. up to the outside of Stephen Burnside, who's coming to pit road. Why is the 11 pitting? I'm not certain unless they didn't get that thing completely full of fuel. Remember, we ended up having a couple of drivers kind of leapfrog in terms of positioning there during that final pit stop under that last caution, and I'm wondering if maybe they gained that traction because they didn't spend as much time in their pit box, and that was them not getting enough fuel in the tank. So we'll follow up on that unless these drivers absolutely couldn't make it on fuel. Steven Burnside, though, going to more than likely fall a lap down. Did we just have the 54 dive onto pit road? Oh, we got pit stops here in the closing stages. They couldn't make it. Skylar Taylor, Eric Monaco is in, along with Nathan Stapleton, Jack Mitchell, Virgil Alonso, and Benny Watson. Interesting that Watson and Monaco coming down pit road on the same lap here at 6 laps to go, or sorry, at 8 laps to go. All right, do we see any of these front runners make the dive onto pit lane? Doesn't look like it, not at least for the top 3 or 4. Kyle Langland's coming in. He's coming in by himself. How far can these drivers go before they're going to have to make the dive onto pit lane? I kind of assume it's fuel only. I don't know if you would bother taking tires on this late in the going. Just get the amount of fuel you need and get out there. It will be interesting to see where Monaco and Watson cycle around to, both coming to pit lane on the same lap. I think Cody Smart's coming to pit road this time. Nope, he's not. He just checked up a ton there on the entrance to turn 3. And here comes Austin Reed to the inside line. This may not be over for the 24 car. He may still have a shot. Still a long shot, but he may still have an opportunity at this, with the fact that his other 3 competitors that were in the mathematics for the championship, they've all come to pit road. If Austin Reed can make it the entire rest of the way, he might have something here, but of course he would still have to take that checkered flag too. David Dixon now to the inside of Cody Smart for second place. They're chasing John Lightning Jr. Let's follow up on the 75 and the 4. There is Benny Watson, and Monaco is up ahead of him by about 4 cars or so. Monaco right now taking the 10th position away from Kyle Langland. Benny Watson trying to catch up, but it doesn't look like he's got much in terms of drafting help. The 18 and the 13 damaged and obviously off the pace, so they can't help the 75. If these guys keep racing, maybe Watson can latch on to somebody here, maybe the 22 of Madeline Crenshaw, but Monaco looking really good right now to wrap this championship up, and he's only got 5 more laps until that happens. Cody Smart to the inside of John Lightning Jr. for this race win potential. You got Smart, Jr., Dixon, Reed, Oskin. We know that David Dixon came to pit road under the last caution for damage repair. I think Austin Reed also pit, so these must have been drivers that pit under the last yellow. Did they take on 4 tires or something? I don't know what the case would have been. They've caught the 39 of Cat Batson, who is slow and damaged. This is going to stack them all up. This brings Benjamin Snyder into the conversation there, looking for his second win on the season. But Cody Smart's going to complete the pass around Batson first. Then Oskin. Oh, Smart's coming in. Smart couldn't make it. So who does have the fuel to make it, as we're going to hit the line for 2 laps to go? John Lightning Jr., Samit Oskin alongside each other for the race lead. Give the advantage to John Lightning Jr. going through 1 and 2. Snyder now moves into second. Austin Reed into third. Monaco right now is 1 lap down in 10th. Benny Watson in 15th. So Monaco currently still in possession of the points lead for the championship. As this time by, it will be the white flag. John Lightning Jr. looking for his first win on the season. What a way to get it if we were here in the finale. They're stacked up side by side for second behind him with Austin Reed and Benjamin Snyder. Austin Reed trying to win this thing. Give himself a shot, but with Monaco running in 10th, I don't think he'd be able to snipe the championship. Cody Smart coming off of pit road. That might have taken away the inside move that Austin Reed wanted to make into 3, but he's there. Trying to get the one a little loose here off of turn 4. Can he make the move to the bottom? John Lightning Jr. trying to make that rear bumper as big as possible, and it's going to work. John Lightning Jr. is going to win the season finale here at Michigan. And Eric Monaco, there he is, crossing the line. You see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like 5 drivers between him and Benny Watson. He didn't even need that many. He just needed to be 1 position ahead of Benny Watson. And Eric Monaco is going to be your inaugural champion in the Duracell Ultra Lite Series. John Lightning Jr. came into this finale the highest in the point standings without a victory. And he finally nabs that first checkered flag of his Lite Series career here today. Heck of a try there by Austin Reed, bringing it home in second. And David Dixon is going to finish out this final race on the podium in third. I believe Austin Reed is more than likely going to finish third in overall point standings here. He will certainly have bypassed Kyle Langland. I don't know if he might have been able to get Benny Watson for second. No, I don't believe he did. There were 14 positions separating those two in the finishing results. Although I think did Reed lead a lap here? No, he didn't. And neither did Watson. And those two were separated by 15 points, so I think it is still going to be Watson who will be finishing second in overall standings at the conclusion here, with Austin Reed and maybe David Dixon, your top 4. Kyle Langland will certainly be in the top 5. But how about that? It didn't come down to even finishing on the lead lap for the championship. Eric Monaco finishes 11th. Benny Watson finishes in 16th. So by 8 points, Eric Monaco is going to be the champion here in the Lite Series. And it'll be interesting to see now where he is going next season in the Duracell Next Gen Cup Series, as he not only wins the championship, but has a guaranteed chartered ride for what will be his Cup Series debut starting at Daytona in Season 8. John Lightning Jr., though, with the victory. Austin Reed in second, David Dixon third. How about Benjamin Snyder? Good close to the season for him in fourth place, rather. And Samit Ozkan going to get the final 5th position here of this inaugural season, netting the top 5. Madeline Crenshaw, Nathan Fogler were the last drivers to finish on the lead lap. Cody Smart finished in 8th. Cody ended up leading 6 laps here today. Most laps led were Virgil Alonso. Kat Batson finishes 9th, and Skylar Taylor will finish in 10th. There you see 11th for Eric Monaco, Kyle Langland 12th, Burnside, Stapleton, Virgil Alonso, the top 15. Benny Watson, after getting that victory that put him right back up in the conversation last time out at Boston, unable to capitalize here in the finale, gets 16th. Koibe, Jack Mitchell, and Roberto Crowden Jr. were the last drivers to finish under power. Aaron Macklin and Sophia Simon, after 2 cautions today, finished out of the race in 20th and 21st. Well, congratulations to Eric Monaco on the victory here, or on the championship, I should say, here in the inaugural season of the Duracell Ultra Lite Series. John Lightning Jr. gets the final checkered flag of the season, and Eric Monaco now gets himself prepared for his Duracell Cup Series career, which will start next season. We got one more championship to decide here this weekend. Tomorrow afternoon, it's Matthew Rodriguez, Jessica Schulten, Dylan Poteet, and Casey Hoyt that will battle it out to see who is going to be the Season 7 Duracell Cup Series champion. Be sure to join us for that at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hope you guys enjoyed today's race here, the final race of the first season for the Lights drivers from Michigan. If you did, be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to part of the crew today. We showed your full feature results, and you're now looking at the official point standings at the conclusion of this one. Eric Monaco, your inaugural NNSCRA Duracell Ultra Lite Series champion. Going to be very interested to see how the off-season takes place. If we got some returning drivers from the Lite Series in preparation for Season 2. Expecting to have potentially a full field for next season as well. And we're moving over to the new mod as well with the Xfinity cars. And there's going to be some changes to the schedule as well. Some tracks definitely going to be coming back. Other tracks might be on the chopping block. It'll be interesting to see what the new Season 2 schedule will look like. But all those questions will be answered and more when we begin the second season of the Duracell Ultra Lite series. Thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you guys tomorrow afternoon as we are getting ready to close out the weekend here at Michigan International Speedway. But until then, I've been Seth Cole. You've been watching the broadcast courtesy of NNSCRA TV, offline racing at its best.